Hey everyone, I'm Alex, and welcome to this Marvel Snap Beginner's Guide on one of the best beginner decks in Marvel Snap. And in this guide, I'll take you through this beginner deck, the Big Red Dino, and explain how it functions, how it works, and how the cards synergize with each other. Moreover, at the end of this explanation, I'm going to be providing you guys with gameplay clips that I recorded live on Twitch TV that really illustrate the value of this deck, how to play this deck, but most importantly, I play the deck against guys with borderline complete collections deep in Pool 3 on their collection track. And it's incredible how a beginner deck can beat experienced and a highly kind of customized deck late in Pool 3. It's incredible, and you're going to see the value and the power that this deck has. Now, there's a couple things I need to say before we get started fully. This deck is a little more complex to play in Pilot. It has a lot of synergies that you have to be mindful of, but also if you're the kind of player like, hey, I play MTG, I've played Gwent, like I get the drill, I want to challenge myself a little bit. The tempo deck is a little sleepy for me, Alex. Well, then this is the deck for you, because this deck, like the Infinite Control deck, has a lot of variability in the way it's played and has a lot of consideration on a macro level as to how you actually move and play your cards. So let's get started. The first is Sunspot. Why is Sunspot in this deck? Well, Sunspot's in the deck because he has +1 power. He helps you curve better. As long as you basically save 2 energy at some point, he's a 1/3, which is better than most 1-drops anyways. And he has an important thing that a lot of people don't consideration in these Dino decks, is that basically, if you skip your turn, that's not Dino, this is Dino. So Devil Dinosaur, if you skip your turn because you want to maintain the size of your hand, for instance, right? Let's say you're in a situation where like, if I play a card, my Devil Dinosaur drops by 2 and I lose a lane. Well, Sunspot just eats all that energy, and you ramp up the Sunspot while maintaining your Devil Dinosaur. And that's the synergy that you need to understand. Agent 13 synergy works well with Collector and Devil Dinosaur. You play Agent 13 on tempo and you get a random card to your hand. It keeps Devil Dinosaur topped off. But most importantly, the other combo card here is the Collector. Though the Collector is more of a value add as a 2/1, he's not going to ramp like crazy like your Devil Dino will. He might be like a 2/4, 2/5, 2/6 range, which is still good. Not quite as good as an Angela. So if you actually don't want the Collector, you could play someone like Angela, honestly. But Collector's cool because when you get cards that are not from your deck, he gets +1, which is pretty neat, right? That's exactly what you want to do. And of course, there's a ton of cards that do that, like Agent 13, like Cable, who literally takes an opposing card from their deck and puts it in your hand, in your hand, sorry. And the important thing to remember here is that it's actually removed from their deck. It's not copied. So if you hit a key combo component, they won't even know you hit it. And it's just in your hand, and you're like, oh, he doesn't have his Destroyer anymore. He doesn't even know, right? And you just kind of win. Oh, also, while proccing both Collector and Devil Dinosaur. Sentinel's great, 2/3, actually pretty decent tempo-wise. 2/3 is kind of the baseline for tempo. And you add another Sentinel to your hand, which maintains your hand for Devil Dinosaur, and it also gives a Collector +1 every time you play the Sentinel. Mr. Fantastic, just a good card. You could remove Mr. Fantastic if you want for another one, like if you want Captain America or whoever you want. This is kind of like one of the non-core cards of this deck. I like him because he gives you added reach that I think this deck lacks. Also, when you consider that Storm, sometimes maybe you lose the Storm trade by like 1, and Mr. Fantastic can give you a little bit of value there and win that lane. So it's something worth considering. I do like Mr. Fantastic here, but I can understand if you take him out. Moon Girl is one of the key combo pieces here. You replicate your hand. It's important that you know that Moon Girl will replicate your hand left to right. So whatever your leftmost card is, it'll replicate until your hand is full. Each card that's added will proc the Collector and, of course, will run up the Devil Dinosaur. A really good combo play is to have 2 Devil Dinosaurs by basically having a Devil Dinosaur as one of your first cards in your hand, and then playing Moon Girl, and then you copy your Devil Dinosaur, and then what you do is you play Devil Dinosaur on 5 and Devil Dinosaur on 6. You'd be surprised how often people forget that you played Moon Girl. Seriously, it's ridiculous how often they forget you played Moon Girl. And then you have White Queen. White Queen is an interesting card, 4/6, which is the baseline for energy efficiency on a 4-cost card. And then basically what you do is you play a 4/6, which is big enough. It also helps you play into the Storm location. But you also draw the highest cost card in your opponent's hand. It's a copy, so you don't pull it out of their hand. It's just a copy, but it gives you information about like what they're playing. What do they have? What's their combo piece? Do they have their combo piece? Do they already have their Infinite, etc., etc.? And if they have Infinite, you can even play Sunspot by skipping turn 5, but I digress. Really interesting card that gives you a lot of good information, while also maintaining your hand for Devil Dinosaur and proccing the Collector by getting a card that's not starting in your hand. And then Devil Dinosaur, which is the key piece here. Devil Dinosaur, you want to keep your deck maxed out, basically. You don't even care if you're drawing cards as long as you have your Devil Dinosaur in play. And then basically what you do is you keep your Devil Dinosaur nice and topped off so that you can kind of maintain your synergy, and playing an additional Devil Dinosaur on 6, if you can, by Moon Girl. And you think, hey, Alex, if you're saying play Devil Dinosaur twice, why do you got Odin here? What's with the Odin? Well, as a turn 6 play for Odin, especially in a beginner deck, Odin's good because let's say you have Devil Dinosaur out, and he's a little underpowered because you had a really bad draw. You didn't pull your Agent 13 early. You didn't pull Sentinels early. Everything feels bad. You have Collector out. He can win a lane, but he's being contested, and Devil Dinosaur's not quite big enough. Well, you can play Odin on top of someone like Moon Girl and re-replicate your hand, which buffs up pretty much everybody. You can play it on Cable. You can play it on Sentinel. You can play it on Agent 13. You can play it on White Queen. You can pretty much play it on anybody and ramp up your hand again. And that's what's amazing about Odin. So in the situation where you're like, man, I don't have enough power in my hand, you can ramp it up with Odin on turn 6, which, I mean, he's a 6/8 anyway. That's pretty strong. You know, he's one under Chavez, but he's going to proc everyone else and give you a ton of value elsewhere on the board. So it's not just a 6/8, it's the value you get from getting more on reveal procs for Devil Dinosaur and the Collector. This deck, as I said, is a little more on the complex side, but it is still a very fascinating and interesting deck. And in these gameplay highlights, I think I'm going to illustrate to you how it's played to good effectiveness in a great fun way too, by the way. And on that note, I'd love to see you on Twitch TV because we have so much fun there, and I really like engaging with our audiences live and hearing your deck ideas and, you know, building new decks with you guys. I think that's great. Welcome to the Marvel Snap, and I hope you enjoy these gameplay clips. Death's Domain. That's sad. What the hell am I supposed to do with that? We can do something like, we can play Storm into it on turn 6 or something, or this guy's going to play Bucky Barnes and win. We'll have to see. We also have Mr. Fantastic that gives us a little bit of reach, so we have some options to deal with it. We've got options, folks, and sometimes options is all you need. Atlantis? I don't think we're going to benefit from that. I think we have to play Mr. I know, we just avoid... We ignore Atlantis' effect. If he wants to play one card there, I don't think he's going to be able to win. He plays Sunspot, which, I mean, would have been a good idea in Atlantis, unless he's playing Infinite, of course. But, oh, nice. Okay, well, we just do this. We can also Moon Girl. And ironically, we could play Devil Dinosaur and then Odin the Moon Girl. That's a pretty fun play. I don't care if you draw, buddy. Draw all you want. Ain't gonna bother me much. He is kind of preventing me from playing anywhere, but we'll copy our hand. Moon Girl's the correct play here. It allows us to play Devil Dinosaur twice. If we pull Storm, we can sneak into Death's Domain. But the Mr. Fantastic is giving us some reach here. But now we got absolutely, like, look. So Collector got big, or I guess he's not huge or anything. But this Devil Dinosaur is going to be huge. We literally got a full hand. Oh, snap. I think it's hard for this guy to compete with me. I can actually play double Devil Dinosaur. He snaps back. Okay, let's see what he does. He's snapping back on us. I mean, he did discard, so he could possibly throw a card into Death's Domain. He plays Professor X, which is big meme for him. Again, we can just play Devil Dinosaur here. And we just win. We could also Odin here, but that's not worth it. We Devil Dinosaur here and we just win. He has to play here. Like, we could play Storm, but not really worth it. We play Agent 13. She blows up. She pulls a card. He gets up by 1-2. We just win this game. That Professor X play was very ill-advised. Very ill-advised. If he plays, like, Blue Marvel or something, it gets spicy, but that Mr. Fantastic is giving us a lot of extra reach right now. And he should recognize that I Moon Girled, so I have another Devil Dinosaur. He plays. So what's he playing on that side there? It can't be Magic. It's Armor? Okay, so you tie the lane, but I win both other ones? No, you win that lane, actually. That play didn't make much sense, folks. He tried to run the Sunspot, but we ultimately get the win. Very clean example of how this deck is played. I mean, the Professor X play was disastrous on his part, honestly. Huge 8-cube win. You take it every time. But again, like, you know, he's playing Adam Morlock. He has some, I mean, he didn't play that many pool 3 cards or anything like that, but like you can see the power of this deck. There's a lot of value on Devil Dinosaur there, and it really showed in this win. We're starting with our boy Sunspot here. Oh, we got options. I mean, we can, okay, this is kind of memey, but we replicate our hand. Okay. We play Agent 13. No. Let's do this right. We play Agent 13. We replicate our hand. And then we play multiple Sunspots. We actually conserve this mana here. He plays Sarah. Okay, that's a lot of value. A lot of value. So now we've got lots of cards. Lots of Sunspots. We draw from each other's decks. Okay, so this game's gonna get weird. I don't know how valuable this game example is gonna be, but here we are. I'm gonna Sunspot there too. I think I just skip these turns nonstop for the memes. I'm actually gonna skip these turns over and over again. I'm actually not gonna play another card. If we get Devil Dinosaur, I'll think about it. Hopefully this is not a complete joke, by the way. This like is not Bar with No Name or something. It's New York. Okay, you can move to that location. Nice. We have 2 Sunspots, which means we just keep skipping turns. And we just ramp all the Sunspots. Yeah, you take my cards. You take my cards. I'm just skipping turns. He plays his own card. He plays Magic. Nice. Just gives me more opportunity to keep, you know, rolling up these Sunspots here. This is riveting gameplay right now. This guy's going to be expecting a turn 7, and he's not going to get it. He's going to be a big sad. And I'm going to still get extra mana for Sunspot. He plays Iron Man, so he's getting ready. He's like, I got to drag something over here. I got to win this game. I got 13. He's winning over here. I can move cards to that location. We move these guys over, because obviously they can't do anything there. We play Storm here, and I hope we just win the game. And we again, we don't do anything because doing something would be ridiculous because Sunspot's going to run. So we do this. I hope he saves something. I hope he saves like a card, right? So we limbo him. Storm comes in. There's no more turn 7. Big sad. Oh, he played Mystique. Oh, that's so sad. Why would you play Mystique? Oh, he got 8 power there with Wave. But now the game's just over, and I win with all my Sunspots. Let's go! That, my friends, was an absolute clinic on playing Marvel Snap. To the fullest meme extent, we outplayed this guy in every conceivable fashion. I absolutely loved this game. This was beautiful. We got Agent 13. World Ship, destroyed the other locations. Damn. That was not what I expected. Okay, so I mean, this is not going to be a regular style video, as you might suspect, but World Ship, that is interesting. We could actually storm World Ship, to be honest with you. That would be hilarious, because it really forces his hand a little bit, but we do have Devil Dinosaur. I don't play here. I just skip. He's going to skip as well. I think what I do here, no, we skip. I think I play this. No. Let's hit him by surprise on turn 4. This is how we're going to win this game. We're going to surprise him on turn 4. We're going to play another Sentinel. We're going to play Storm into Devil Dinosaur. If he plays Shang-Chi, we just lose, but he plays a card. What is it? Is it, it's probably a Green Goblin, I imagine. It's Electro. What a gamer, this guy. He can only play 1 card a turn now. I think he loses. No problem, bud. If I really want to be safe, I could play Sunspot here and just leave him and let him ramp, but we're not going to do that. I think the Devil Dinosaur is better. So he played Electro. I don't think he's expecting me to Storm right now. I'll tell you that right now. He can play 1 card. He skips his turn. So you got to play a massive card, and I got Devil Dinosaur coming out. You misplayed, sir. You lose. Good day, sir. And even if you play Shang-Chi, you don't gap it. You still lose. So if he Shang-Chi's me, he kills Devil Dinosaur. I'm giving him the thumbs up here, the props. Devil Dinosaur comes out as a 15. It's Infinite. We beat him by 1! Let's go! Let's go! Absolutely huge win! This guy's game's done! Let's go! Get out of here, bud! What a win! Alright, so we got ourselves a beginner deck, the Big Red Dino. Let's see how we do. Unfortunately, we don't have to play on turn 1, despite having 3 cards to pull. But that's okay. I mean, with this kind of deck, you actually don't get punished too bad by not being able to play on curve. Why? Because you kind of benefit from having a big hand, right? So it's Murder World. That's kind of big sad. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to play the Collector. We have our Devil Dinosaur. We'll play Collector here. And Collector's going to allow us to ramp up. Now, why play Collector now? We can actually play Storm here if we want, and then we can follow up with Cable Sentinel and run the Collector a little bit. But, and again, these maintain our hand. It's Bucky Barnes, which is interesting, because if I Storm here, he's forced to destroy it immediately. Why did we play the Bucky Barnes there? A little interesting choice. I'm going to really force him to have to play here. If this is Carnage, it's Killmonger. He just kills Angel? He must be playing a death deck. And now we are going to challenge him here because we can play quite a bit here on this turn. Now, it's a turn where we can play White Queen, which is a 4/6 while pulling a card, giving Collector a run. That allows us on turn 5 to play Devil Dinosaur. On turn 6, we could play Odin, but we can also dump our hand while running both the Collector and the Devil Dinosaur. So what we're going to do here is we'll play White Queen. We'll see what he's holding in his hand. He plays Deathlock, so he pulls the Bucky Barnes, but he destroys the Killmonger, so he gets a net 3. But it's quite a bit. It's not bad. But of course, the Collector gets run up here. He has a Moon Girl is his biggest card. And he thinks, aha, I won by 1. But no, you didn't, bud. No, you didn't. We have Odin, who unfortunately I think is not going to get played here. Because obviously Sanctorum here is not going to allow us to play. He Moon Girls. And we can Moon Girl too, if we so wanted to. But realistically, I think what I want to do here is we can play a little more. Like Moon Girl, we have 6 cards in our hand. Right? So this keeps 6 cards in our hand. This keeps 6 cards in our hand. This keeps 6 cards in our hand. And instead of playing Moon Girl for 4 or Odin for 8, we get exactly 7, but also maintaining our Devil Dinosaur. So it also runs the Collector with each card here. We snap and we play. I think he was really hoping to get Death though, and I wonder what his death. It's probably he's trying to play Double Death here. He's trying to play Double Death here. But I don't think he can. He goes all in here on mid. So Devil Dinosaur is going to get maintained. Watch what happens. Sentinel, he went to 9, but now he's 11. Collector gets a +1. Cable comes in, pulls a card from his deck. It's Yondu. Devil Dinosaur gets +2. Collector gets +1. Agent 13 comes in. Everyone gets +1s. He Squirrel Girls to win that location. Clutch play. It's Wave. He's just going to get value on. But what's this last card? And it's Squirrel Girl again. He actually ties the location. He wins on 1, ties the other. We win mid by quite a bit. So what happens here is because we traded locations here, we tie here. So basically it's a trade-off. He beats me by 2 here, but I beat him 22-9 there, significantly more. And so we get the victory. It becomes who has the most total energy to get the win. Look at that, multiple teaching moments in one video. Mindscape switch hand. I mean, that's not that big a deal for us. We really play our major combo on turn 5. In this case here, I like the idea of, although you get more tempo with Sentinel, you're a little more disruptive with Cable. So we'll play Cable. I think we follow up with Storm into the White Queen. I think that's enough power that it's really hard for him. Oh, we just pulled his Storm. So I think we do Storm here. We get a free Devil Dinosaur. He gets a free Destroyer. That is something else. We do this. We're in a very awkward spot. So he does Green Goblin to that location. He commits a card to that location. We also have Odin, by the way, and Odin will shoot that back. We can White Queen. I wonder what's in his hand now. I can't believe like he gets Destroyer as his LOL free card from Sakar. I mean, I got Devil Dinosaur. At least I didn't pull the Collector, someone useless, but we both got our big cards, but still feels bad. He really commits to that lane, by the way. I pulled Professor X, so now I know he has Professor X. So I'm just gonna storm this location too, and he's not gonna be confident enough to Professor X it. If you Professor X, he loses here.
Wind
Does he Professor X here and lose? Let's find out. I mean, he must not have. He Captain Marvels. Okay, so he needs to buff her to win that location, by the way. The clutch play is to play Professor X here and prevent him from being able to move Captain Marvel. But whatever he plays here is going to be, it's going to win, unfortunately. So we actually would have won had we played prior like this. He actually leaves. A very weird game. That was a really weird one. But, I mean, I guess we won. But you... Okay, so in my location guide, I said that Sakaar sucks and I hate it. And X-Mansion's the same too. And this is why. Like, we just happen to get lucky. But the guy pulls his Destroyer on turn 1. Like, turn 3, sorry, for free. Like, that's rough. Yes, I had Devil Dinosaur. But you can see I was never able to really catch up. Regardless, though, we got the Kims. All right, the Devil Dinosaur escapades continue. We do have Sunspot, but I would like to play Iceman first. Unfortunately, Atilian is this deck's worst nightmare. So Atilian is absolutely terrible. It is what completely destroys this deck. If he snaps at any point in time, we retreat, and there's no question about it. Like, there's no debate about it. There's nothing to talk about. He snaps, you retreat, because Atilian destroys you. The only thing you can do is Storm into Atilian, which is great because now I just pulled Storm on that turn, and then we can Sunspot into that location and we can conserve ourselves. The problem is we did not pull any, like, we pulled the cards that like are fine on tempo, but because this is a beginner deck, we lack some of the additional. You've got turn 7. You know me, I love debating that turn 7, right, with Storm, but we really need to get rid of Atilian here or else we don't stand a chance. We can actually Moon Girl Sunspot the next round here, which is kind of cool, and then we can even play Odin onto someone as well. So what I think we do is we actually... I should Sunspot here, honestly. But I like the idea of having multiple Sunspots and skipping the rest of the turns. And hopefully committing to this lane. Let's actually do this. He plays a card. Is it... If it's Juggernaut, like, he doesn't really do anything anyway. It's Moon Knight. Okay, he gets rid of Yondu. He gets rid of my Odin. One of my Odin. So that's really non-influential at all. We have double Sunspots here. We also have the Collector. So we double the Sunspot. And we can even... We could Agent 13 for the memes. We could... Let's Agent 13 just for the memes here. We'll hold on to the Sentinels here. We got to keep the cards... Like, well, I mean, playing Sentinels doesn't matter, but we need slots open for these Devil Dinosaurs, right? We pulled Sarah. Not bad. Oh, Gamora. Who the hell plays Gamora? What a gamer this guy. He just got me with Gamora. I don't think anyone's ever played Gamora against me. Absolute meme festival. Considering there's a turn 7, Sarah's pretty good here. But what I think I do is I just wait. He's gone anyway. Like, the double Sunspot with a flooded location, the game's easy, right? Like, it was a great Gamora play. Like, he basically picked up 5 additional power. It's a 5/12, which is absolutely amazing. But he sees double Sunspots with a flooded location that he played a Moon Knight into. He's got nothing. Like, he can't do anything there. And there's an extra Limbo turn, which is another 7 additional power on top of this Sunspot. So I could have literally just kept skipping. If he does not have Shang-Chi, then this game's just over for him. And I think that's why he ultimately had to retreat.